I want to talk to you about how to create a QR code for your business this year. If your customers really expect it or you're trying to really have a competitive edge in your area, it might really make sense to actually create a QR code for your business this year, okay? So here's an overview. Let me first break it down for you. So if you're curious about how to create a QR code for your business, you have to really remember that a QR code, basically it's all about the convenience, it's all about the efficiency, but it's all about affordability, right? You want to really have a QR code to amplify your B2C or even B2B marketing strategy. You want to boost product marketing. You want to basically upgrade your overall digital marketing because the whole thing is QR codes allow you to actually streamline the checkout process real fast. So when I speak about improving your local listing with a business page QR code, you are basically having a lot of possibility. Okay, so basically the thing is that you want to really be able to improve your QR code in terms of business collateral, for instance, business cards, brochures, vehicles, or even office windows. So it's not just about the checkout process, but it goes way beyond that. Think of it as a way to streamline your entire marketing strategy. Okay, so when it comes to improving your local listing with a business page or QR code, you want to really understand that it's all about making sure that you have the right technology. Okay, you have a lot of apps that are out there that allow you to actually create a QR code for your business. Not a problem. So here, if here I'm giving you an example, you have the business page QR code. This is actually a tool that's incredibly useful for businesses to add to print collateral such as business cards, brochures, vehicles. Okay, and so that's really good. You also have basically more ways to use QR codes for your business. Basically, the QR code is not just about the checkout process. I've said this before, but you have a lot of other solutions. You can actually use a QR code for videos, images, social media links. Yeah, social media links, basically events, digital coupons, and more. Okay, so I want to explain to you three of the particularly pretty compelling options for creating a QR code for your business this year. First, you want to improve network connection with the V Card Plus QR code. Okay, so while a business page QR code works as a digital business card for complete businesses, a dynamic V Card QR code is actually a business. It's more of a digital business card for individuals. So if you are a solopreneur, if you are an entrepreneur, you are a sole proprietorship, and you also want to have access to a QR code, this is you want to give a dynamic V card QR code a chance. So for contacts that can scan your QR code, they can quickly add your contact details with a tap or share them easily with a colleague via social media or even email. So that's pretty powerful. So that's the first thing. You can drive traffic to your sites with the dynamic URL QR code. Let me break it down for you. So when you think about a dynamic URL QR code, you want to really look at it as a solution that converts any link into a QR code. So for this type of QR code, there is no custom landing page, and a user actually is automatically directed to your link after they scan your QR code. Okay, so there has to be some kind of seamlessness in the whole process. And furthermore, when it comes to a dynamic URL QR code, just keep in mind that the whole thing comes with a short URL that can be fully customized to add a branding element, as well as shortening ugly links on graphic designs. So that's pretty good because it gives them more flexibility to your branding, and especially when it comes to having a short URL. Because see, if you are in a very competitive industry where clients don't have time to remember like a long, pretty nasty URL, having this short, pretty nice URL to remember is pretty helpful, especially if you're trying to really establish your identity. Your brand identity in a pretty crowded marketplace. So you are able to improve network with the V card, the V card plus QR code, or you can drive traffic to your site with the dynamic URL QR code this year. You can also increase online followers with a social media QR code. So this is another possibility, especially if you are trying to really beef up your social media sort of following. So a social media QR code displays all your social media channels on one page, so you no longer have to create individual QR codes for each social platform, right? That means what? It means that you can easily grow your online following to significantly improve your relationship with your customers. Gone are the days of tracking in separate platforms or in separate windows your followers on the likes of Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, Twitter, now called X, YouTube, and so have you, Okay. Now, where should you print your QR codes to drive business growth? It really depends. You can expand your business cards functionality. So QR codes work extremely well on business cards for multiple reasons. First, you can make adding contact information simple and convenient with a V card plus QR code. Second, you can carry your portfolio everywhere you go with an image gallery, MP3, or even video QR code. So that's the second aspect of things. Third, you can actually showcase your products and services with a PDF QR code. Yes, there is a PDF QR code, which is pretty convenient too. So all those three, among others, okay, can really help you out because you are not only beefing up your brand identity, but you are doing so without cluttering your business card design, as the content is actually stored inside the QR code. So this is pretty powerful. So what I want to say here is that when it comes to choosing one solution over the other, it really depends upon the industry you're in. It depends on the niche you're in. It depends on the customers, the customers or contacts. Let's say your contact that you were dealing with, your business contacts or your social contact, because it's all about expectations. Depending on the industry you're in, not the regulations, the expectations might be a little different. Okay, you just have to make sure that you are able to accommodate whatever expectations your audience actually has vis-a-vis your business, vis-a-vis your personality, or even your contacts. You can also add a button to your brochure. So brochures and flyers are old school marketing materials that are still popular to this day, especially if you are in an industry where clients care about this type of assets. Okay. Now, why not actually add a touch of today's technology by adding an interactive element to it, such as a QR code? Okay, so it really acts as a digital button that lets you interact in a seamless and efficient manner. So you can interact with your customers and urge them to take an action, minus the hassle. So you can have a CTA, like a pretty subtle CTA, call to action. So, and this will help you actually increase your conversion rates actually. For example, a simple dynamic URL QR code allows your customers to visit your website by just scanning it instead of telling them to manually tap an entire URL on a browser. That's really good from a flexibility point of view. You can also use your store or office window to open 24/7. So this is also another possibility. Let me explain here. So windows are a highly underrated piece of marketing material. So not only they are free, but they are also great for advertising to passersby, even when you are closed, right? So use this space wisely by adding QR codes that anyone can scan to get to know your products and services, even in the wee hours of the night. Because the whole thing is you don't have to be open 24/7 to actually advertise your brand or your store, but you can actually have a QR code that's there 24/7, 365 to actually quote unquote talk about your establishment. And the cool thing is that there is no electricity required to power up the QR code ad, because it is just you just scan it, right? So you are able to just leave it there, and folks will actually will interact with the QR code 24/7. Now, one thing I want to say here is that if you want to really let's say establish that QR code on the window of your store or your establishment, you have to, or even your office space, make sure that it is pretty visible, that people can actually scan it, right? So don't actually hide it behind a curtain or behind, let's say, other artifacts. It has to be clear. It has to be simple, and it has to be straightforward. And that's the only way you can actually increase the interaction with a QR code. And one thing I also want to say here is that it really depends on the your geography, your location, because some locations are suitable for this kind of display, while others are, things could be a little complicated when it comes to having QR code displayed on a window. Let me talk to you about that, a few tactics here. So I want to talk to you about a well-designed QR code. The thing is, when you have a well-designed QR code, you get more scans, that's for sure. Okay, and that you have a good idea of how and where to print your QR codes. Let's go to creating a QR code your customers actually want to scan. So a good design goes a long way to increase QR code scans, and that's what you want, right? When you have a QR code, you want people to scan it. So you don't need to any design experience to do so, because basically, if you have a good QR code generator software, you are able to make everything extremely simple. So I've actually compiled some tips to kind of help you design the best possible custom QR code. So first thing first, you want to use a frame with a call to action text. This one, I can't really stress enough for any type of QR code that you use. So when designing your QR code, you've got the option to add a custom frame to create your own. This frame should indicate a short CTA text that describes actually the purpose of the QR code, such as scan now or learn more, depending on what it's placed on. And CTAs in general are the element that drives sales from marketing materials, right? Really, if you want to increase the CRO. That's number one. Number two, you want to put your logo in the QR code. So adding a logo to a QR code is a great opportunity for additional branding. Furthermore, a logo helps ensure readers that your QR code is authentic and secure to scan. I mean, from a reputation point of view, that's important, right? You want to really establish yourself as a legit business that basically scanners can actually interact with. And it's important because you're asking somebody to actually scan your code. That person has to trust that you are legit, that you are valid, that you are authentic, so that they can actually because there is an element, there's a risk to like in terms of data safety or data privacy for them to actually scan your QR code. So you have to really make sure that you have the logo and other digital assets out there to establish to have an extra layer of authenticity. Next, you want to add brand colors. So here, basically, if you have the right QR code generator, let us know if you have a question. We'll advise you when it comes to choosing a QR code generator software. Okay, and there are plenty of them out there. So, but the one that's suitable to your operations will depend on a couple of things. So just let it know. But basically, you can have a color picker within the QR code software, QR code generator software, and so you are able to customize your QR code with exactly your brand colors using hexadecimal values with a notation like RRGGBB. Okay, and so what you want to do is you want to experiment with multiple colors to match the QR code to the graphic design you are adding it to. So one tip is to make sure that you use darker shades so that there are no issues with scanning the QR code. That's important. And you want to keep technical aspects in mind, like basically good color contrast. Okay, for instance, that's going to help you avoid problems with scanning the QR code. But there are actually other things to keep in mind as well, such as maintaining the quiet zone, double checking that your link works to avoid the 404 errors, and ensuring that you print QR codes with a minimum size of at least 2 by 2 centimeters. And 2 by 2 centimeters, that's about 0.8 to 0.8 inch. QR codes can always be scaled up, but if they're too small, they won't be readable or even scannable. So that's really important to really think about it. Especially, this actually goes back to the whole UX, user experience. Okay, you want users to actually feel comfortable interacting with your QR code. You want your QR code to be scannable. You want your QR code to actually represent pretty well. So as you can see on the screen here, you can see that the the picture I'm showing you on the screen right now is showing scan me. So that's the CTA I was talking to you a little earlier about. So scan me, that's a call to action. And you have the colors. So of course the colors will have to match your brand. So in this case, we chose like a blue, dark blue, light blue sort of brand colors, but you can actually have more. You can have something red, you can have a yellow. Just make sure that again there is consistency vis-a-vis your brand to make sure that you are actually creating actually a holistic approach, a holistic experience for the scanner, for the customer also. That's important. So let me give you a few extras here. So when you think about creating a QR code for your business, it's important that you have to really consider a few other things when creating a QR code for your business. So you want to keep a very like a few things in mind before creating a QR code. Like once you have actually activated your QR code, you need to set your QR code objective. So when you choose a QR code type for your business, you want to take advantage of all the opportunities available, right? So you want to set a goal that you understand what you want out of a particular QR code solution. You also want to think about the content. It's always a great idea. What kind of content you want to share? What kind of content you want to have in your QR code? So if you choose to create static QR codes, you will have to think twice as hard. Once the static codes are created, there is no turning back. So you want to regularly check for typos or errors before finalizing your QR code. Now, when in doubt, just go pro, okay? With a subscription to a great QR code generator software tool, you'll have access to, let's say, dynamic QR codes that are virtually mistake proof. You no longer have to worry if you have made a typo or if you need to replace the content days, weeks, or even months after a QR code is printed. You can do it comfortably with just a few clicks and at any time. So that's really helpful in terms of flexibility. So an annual subscription gives you access to full editing features even after print, as well as the scan statistics so you can view and track your QR code's success. So that's really fantastic. And also the good thing is that you have the software generator has a customer service. So you have folks who are always available to help answer any of your questions. So that's really good. And you can also create a QR code for your business card, by the way. So it's actually super easy if you have the right tool. Again, if you have any question on that front, let us know in the comment section, and we'll certainly recommend a QR code software, like a QR code generative software for you to kind of help you out, okay? And by the way, you can also transform your business card into a digital business card so that you actually are able to interact with your contacts a lot more easily and also a lot quicker. So here's a coda. Into this conversation, I spoke to you about how to create a QR code for your business. I gave you the overview, the tactics, and now the coda, and also the extras, by the way. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.